What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Yard G2A Festival. Once again, all of the overlays are shot because they are broken as all hell, so I'm gonna have to try to fix that on the fly once again, but hopefully the Dota should be good, and the Dota was decent so far. Let's hope it stays that way. It's gonna be Power Rangers going up against 4ASC in a best of 3, Power Rangers up 1 game. I'm Mikelorus, gonna be joined by Danelie for this game too, and well, maybe 4ASC can try a little bit of a different strategy, because it seems like even though what they had seemed like it would have worked, it just didn't.
Yeah, last game Power Rangers outplayed 4ASC. Straight up. We can't sugarcoat anything. We just can't deny the fact that Power Rangers just stomped over 4ASC. 4ASC, their idea was good. They went for an aggressive tri-lane to shut down Suchlo on the Storm Spirit so that he did not have any momentum to just go around for those ganks. Meanwhile, though, they went for this aggressive tri-lane. They got a little overconfident with some of the kills. They gave away their support, and essentially, they gave away everything that they had made happen down in that bottom lane, which is something that you never want to do. You run a tri-lane to shut down the heroes in that lane, the 2 supports plus the carry. But when it goes down under and you throw away everything that you've done, it's effectively wasted your time in that lane. And if the other 2 lanes are being won by the opposing side, then effectively you've lost the leading stage because your mid's not winning, your other lane's not winning, and your tri-lane has not won the lanes either. And you're also going to have to deal with heroes in those other 2 lanes that have farm. And then what can you do at that point? Because you've got under-leveled supports, because you've run this aggressive tri-lane and you've died a couple of times. It's just, I feel like it was just a bit of executional problems for 4ASC, but we'll see if they can come back into this game. They're going to pick up Lion as well as Magnus, so they've got some comboing already as well as some good lockdown, whereas for Power Rangers, they've gone for the Batrider and Ventral Spirits. I feel like the Ventral Spirit was a bit of a deny pick as well for 4ASC if they wanted to grab that after the Batrider was secured. So we've got some pick-off potential from both sides, but nothing is really showing for the draft.
Alright, guys, all the overlays are just too broken to use, so I'm just going to switch to our regular overlays. If there are sponsors, if G2A is watching, I'm sorry, but I cannot use that broken shit. It just will not fly, so we're going to just go with this. Had the whole team switch, and you can't switch on the fly because you have to go into the settings and switch all that stuff, so we're here, and this is going to be correct. And, well, if anyone can give me the correct overlays, then that'll be fantastic. But for right now, 4SC, as I said, Lion, Mag versus the Venge, and Batrider. I'm assuming Power Rangers working with their more standard draft. I actually see a name here, Cheshire Cat. That's a name that I know very well, and I know that he likes the Batrider. So Power Rangers definitely in the comfort of their picks right now as we enter the second ban phase. Omni-Knight is the ban out from 4ASC. That's not something you see every day, though. That's kind of weird, especially this early on.
Yeah, it's very... I've got to say, this has got to be a respect ban. You can't just ban an Omni-Knight and just say, okay, Omni-Knight ban. Where did that come from? Because I've never seen any team run Omni-Knight frequently, so this has to be a respect ban going in the way of Power Rangers. Maybe they run this Omni-Knight and we just don't know about it. Because unfortunately for me, I don't really watch much European Dota because a lot of the time these games happen when I'm asleep, so I can't really give you too much insight into European Dota aside from the fact that they love their wisps. But Power Rangers, they're going to pick up the Storm Spirit again, most likely for Suchlo, whereas for ASC, they pick up the Night Stalker.
Now this is an interesting way to go for ASC. Night Stalker, not really the usual follow-up with Magnus. This is why we see Power Rangers ban out the Slark, ban out the Tiny, interestingly enough leaving Juggernaut in the pool, another one of those Magnus combo powerhouses. We didn't really get to see in the last game, but that's because they never really got up to much in the last game. But Night Stalker is going to, first of all, be an immediate counter to the Storm Spirit. If they weren't planning on Night Stalker, seeing Storm Spirit definitely makes that a little bit more attractive for them. It's going to be an aggressive game for 4ASC, and compared to the last game where they're going to be more okay with sitting back and farming up with their Jug, with their Mirana, and with their Mag, this is going to be a game where they're not going to be doing that. But Power Rangers, it looks like they're going to draft a very similar strategy to last time. Storm Spirit, Treant Protector at the very least, but this time no IO. Though it was a very useful hero, I don't really think the IO is going to be missed too much in this, as this is a pretty dangerous combo. Once again, you shield up the Storm Spirit, you shield up the Batrider, you initiate in a really powerful fashion, and you're good to go.
Yeah, and if you look at 4 ASC as well, they don't have any damage over time to deal with that living armor. So it's going to be a little problematic, although Beastmaster may kind of solve it with the boars, I suppose. But interesting, we're going to get a Beastmaster for 4 AFC. Do you think this is going to be a position for Beastmaster, or do you think this will potentially be a core?
It's probably going to go to the off lane or be a solo lane Beastmaster in some capacity. Night Stalker as a safe lane hero is actually not that bad as long as you have some sort of hero to fall back on, and in this case they really don't. So, I mean, usually Beastmaster is going to be playing that support, but now that I think of it, it makes more sense that it is played as a support just because they don't really have a late game backup plan. If they do run Beastmaster, Night Stalker, Magnus as their tri-core, they're going to fall off really hard, really quickly. Like, for the first couple of night times, yeah, they're just going to be smashing people left, right, and center. But after that, then you really can't depend on their marginal amounts of damage in order to win you through it. That's why we see the Phantom Assassin banned out from Power Rangers. A dangerous Magnus partner, but still Juggernauts in the pool of 4 ASC want to grab that. We might just see Night Stalker, Lion run a very light support duo for 4 ASC, and that also might be a possibility.
Yeah, you can definitely do that as well. But we are going to go through our last set of bans here. PA is going to be the choice ban for Power Rangers, whereas for ASC, they're actually cutting into reserve time for this ban. So they're really taking into consideration what kind of heroes that Power Rangers could pick up as their last hero, because they already have both supports. They've got potentially a mid as well as their off lane, unless they want to put the Storm Spirit in the safe lane again and put something else in the mid lane. So for ASC, they're really conflicted. They're actually almost down to no reserve time, and they are going to go for the Spectre ban. So they get rid of the global presence of the Spectre, but Power Rangers are going to go with the Drow Ranger. Oh, God.
Yeah, Drow is not exactly a great hero versus Night Stalker, though the gust to buy some space definitely can be relevant for the Drow Ranger. Having a Storm Spirit with extra damage, not only from the Drow Ranger, but also amplified by the Vengeful Spirit, and also with the living armor, so that he may have the extra damage, but he also has the confidence to just go ham, is really scary for 4 ASC. They have to make sure that they get on top of this Drow Ranger every single time, and a Blink Dagger on Magnus in that sense is going to be so important for them. Then a Phantom Lancer for 4 ASC. It's another hero that can just swarm Drow Ranger, and, well, the AoE from Power Rangers more or less non-existent, so this is a pretty nice follow-up for 4 ASC, though their lanes are going to be really hard to deal with. They have 4 melee heroes, and that's always going to be a significant disadvantage for your draft.
Well, if you think about it, though, they're going up against a Treant Protector, and what happens if you have melee heroes? They're going to clump up, and what happens if you clump up? That's going to be a great chance to go for a nice overgrowth. So I feel like for ASC, they really have to watch their positioning in the fights. They just can't group up and go for those kills. They really have to see if they can go. Just send a couple of heroes for dives and send other ones to try and keep, for example, the Storm Spirit zoned out, just chase the supports away. But if you think about it, though, for ASC, they have a lot of snowballing potential. If they can win the lanes, if they can grab some early farm, they can roam around with the Night Stalker, with the Empower buff. They are going to have the Hawk there for the extra vision so that they can get these ganks off. So if 4 ASC can survive the laning phase, I can definitely see them going on the aggressive very early. Power Rangers, all they have to do is play defensive, get those levels, grab those items, and then from that point on, you can get Cheshire Cat on the Batrider to go for ganks with Storm Spirit, or you can have the Drow Ranger just there just to slowly chop through those towers. But aside from the speculation, let's introduce the players. Mike, who would you like to do today?
I'll do 4 ASC. They got Nymphy, who's going to be playing the Magnus once again. Matumba Man is on the Lancer, with Trixie on the Beastmaster. It's going to be Velix on the Lion, and that leaves Boogie on the Night Stalker. A little bit of a name switch up for the Lion. I don't know if it was the same player. I can only assume it was. But they're going to take an aggressive walk around the Power Rangers jungle to not really find that much of anything.
Yeah, so Power Rangers, they're in a pretty safe spot for the moment. We've got Slasho playing on our safe lane. Drow Ranger just hiding behind the tower for the moment. The rest of Power Rangers, they're down towards the bottom section. We've got King R on our Vengeful Spirit. We've got I Got This One on the Storm Spirit. In the Roche Pit, we've got J4 on the Treant Protector. And lastly, on our Batrider, we're going to have Cheshire Cat sitting on the high ground.
Alright, so for Power Rangers, Sacho being left alone up on the top side, going to reprise his role as a Storm Spirit, give up his role as a Storm Spirit. I believe I Got This One is Ditchera. although I'm not 100% on that one. Seems like that would make sense for Power Rangers. They're just going to grab the Bounty Rune for that faster bottle on the Storm, likewise for the Mag, and they're going to be meeting each other over in the mid lane. It's going to be very similar lane to what we saw in the last time, where it was Magnus versus Storm. This time it's Magnus versus Morph, now turns into Magnus versus Storm, and it should still be as even as the last lane was.
It actually is Dit-Era, so I just double checked for you. So yes, we have Dit-Era playing on the Storm Spirit. You are correct.
Is good to know.
Brownie points for you.
Alright. Also, we see J4 playing things pretty aggressively on the Treant Protector. They got a good read that the Magnus gone for a very light build as far as regeneration is concerned in stats. So that, of course, means that there's going to be a fast bottle. And Treant Protector has 85 base damage versus the Courier's 75 with no armor. If this Courier dies, that could be disastrous for 4SC. J4 is a little bit slow to act, though he has boots. He wasn't quite paying enough attention. That's a pretty big missed opportunity. Maybe they catch it on the backswing, because it seems like Power Rangers didn't see, or 4SC didn't see this tree, so they'll get it on the backswing, but that could have been a bottle completely denied.
Yeah, absolutely. If J4, I think if he was sitting on the high ground instead, that would have been a much easier Courier snipe, but he decided to go and sit in the tree line, and I don't know if he just kind of fell asleep or if he got caught vision of it maybe a little bit too late. So if they got the bottle snipe though from Nemphy on the Magnus, that means that Nemphy would have had a horrible laning stage up against a Storm Spirit who is about to grab his own bottle, and he would not have been able to sustain it all. So a little unfortunate there for J4 on the Treant Protector, but sometimes things are got to give. Down towards the bottom lane though, bit of harassment thrown out onto Boogie. He's got 2 stacks of Napalm, and J4's chasing after him. That Treant Protector hitting for a massive 84 base damage. They're going to have to throw the slows. They do manage to connect the Earth Spike, so it's going to keep the 2 heroes intact, but never mind. Oh, my Tumber Man, look at how much damage he's taking, and he's so slowed. He might actually go down and give away first blood. J4, I think he's going to go for the dive, but unfortunately, Doppelwalker's in. Looks like J4 overextended, and Living Armor's not going to save you there, my friend. So, not official first blood, but for ASC managing to keep their entire tri-lane alive, and they managed to get a kill on top of it as well.
That was incredibly either greedy or foolish from Power Rangers. I'm still not sure which. Cheshire Cat's going to get double slowed and stunned up down towards bottom. He has no magic stick, and it looks like he'll get a little bit of distance. And here comes the Storm Spirit. They will doppelgang forward, kill off that bat, but the Storm Spirit has a lot of mana left. He's going to go right on top of Valix. The Remnant's going to take out the line. Now he's going to try to go for the Night Stalker. He doesn't have enough damage for that, but he will walk away with 1 kill. Power Rangers should have been checking the items of 4SC the entire time and seen that Phantom Lancer had something like 7 or 8 stick charges. That in and of itself is going to mean you don't go for that kill. They were banking on the fact that the Doppelganger was not leveled yet, and of course it was from a Doom Man. He played things pretty safe there, but Power Rangers made the bad assumption that the Phantom Lancer had no Doppelganger and the bad assumption that he had no magic stick, and they could have checked to see that he did have the magic stick, therefore you don't go for that dive, but instead they kind of go suicidally, give up Cheshire Cat, give up the tree. At least they get a kill for the Storm Spirit, but that's a very marginal benefit for the extreme cost that they played giving up first blood.
Yeah, so good plays though, coming out from both sides. A little unfortunate, but things happen though. Sometimes you just get a little carried away with those kills, don't you, Mike? So back in the mid lane though, Nemphy, he's doing okay just because Dit-Era left to go for the rotation down bottom. It gave him a little bit of space, and he's pretty much on par with the Storm Spirit. He's not quite there just because he didn't grab a kill like the Storm, but at least the Magnus is not doing too badly himself. He's going to be able to grab his items at a relatively decent timing. He's not bottle crowing though. He's actually just sent boots up, so he has a little bit of movement speed, but looks like we're going to have a bit of a tussle for this top rune Nemphy. He really wants it. He's going to sit right on top of the rune. He's just going to throw a shockwave, and he's going to be like, okay, give me this rune, this is mine. But actually J4 is going to be there with the overgrowth, and Nemphy looks like he might go down. There's going to be a nice skewer, but that will not save him. So being a little bit too greedy with the rune, he doesn't even get the rune. He gives his life away. I don't think runes are that quite worth it.
Yeah, especially when you get an unlucky spawn like Illusions. It's like, great, you have the most useless rune right now. Does literally nothing for you, and you're dead. So, you know, even if it was a bounty rune, that wouldn't be good. Maybe haste rune he gets out of there, but then he shouldn't have been in that situation in the first place. We have rotation up for SC. Boogie in the first nighttime phase is going to go deep into Slasho. King R's there with the magic missile to slow him down, but Slasho has no gust. And with the Hex coming out from Valix plus the stun, they will lose the Drow Ranger. King R on the run should be just fine. But this is nighttime, and Night Stalker only level 3 isn't really the most threatening hero, but together with Lion becomes so much more dangerous, especially if you're a Drow Ranger who's sitting at like half HP to begin things off. It's 3 for 2 now for 4ASC, and Power Rangers, this is a game where they're still not completely out of it. In fact, they have yet to really get going with their Bat Rider and their Storm Spirit, but if they lose a couple of these heroes too early on, there's a lot of free space they're giving over to the Phantom Lancer, who is going to be proceeding on with this game without any real answers from Power Rangers Draft.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised that Sasha did not put any points into the Gust. You've just got to expect ganks coming out for that first nighttime. Just even 1 point, that value point into the Gust, I feel like that may have actually bought him enough time to possibly get out of there, but instead he opted to put 1 point into stats, 2 into precision aura, and 1 into the slow. So he's got his supports behind him, but sometimes you just got to say the Gust, that value point is just going to be so useful, especially when you get dived on.
Yeah, especially when you compare that to like 6 damage from your aura. Would you rather have 6 damage or your life? I think that answer should be pretty clear to most Dota players. Of course, it's not going to guarantee that the Drow Ranger gets out alive, but it does drastically increase her chances. Maybe buys enough time for the Treant to get in there with some living armor or a leech seed or something like that. You never know. That Gust does tend to overperform. Up towards top, Trixie looking for a roar. However, he will quickly lose vision. Now he has to straight TP out. The Observer Ward will catch him TPing, so no roar just yet from this Beastmaster. But the fact that it's up and the Bat Rider's only level 4 is going to be really scary for Power Rangers. J4 has to really save his living armor for whoever gets roared, and even then there's no guarantee that it's a save.
Yeah, Power Rangers, they wanted to try and grab a kill in the top lane. They were almost going to rotate Ditya up there as well, but when they saw the TP out, he had to go back into the middle lane. PR, they're investing a lot of heroes and energy into trying to grab some of these kills, and I feel like this is the right decision. They're running a Phantom Lancer. Yes, he comes online relatively quickly, but he still needs those items to actually dish out the damage and to survive the initial damage outburst. So with this aggression, yes, they are being incredibly aggressive. They are putting a lot of energy into everything, but they've got to do it to give space to this PL.
And over towards mid, Storm Spirit working with plus 18 is going to go for an attempt onto Nemphi's life, perhaps. No pull is going to make that very difficult, and Mag has DD rune, so Ditya is going to back off for now, but Cheshire Cat's really having a difficult time. He's jacking a couple of creeps from the 4 ASC camps, but again, when you compare this Bat Rider to the Beastmaster, the Bat Rider just pales in comparison, and essentially their functions are both exactly the same, except for the fact that Trixie doesn't need a Blink Dagger to actually be useful for his team. Walk into Roar is a perfectly fine way to initiate. So 4SC have more heroes that are active right now compared to Power Rangers, who still need to get this Blink Dagger on the bat. Ditya is cornered right now, and he will ball lightning up to the high ground, so he's going to dodge death there, but Trixie may not be as lucky. Has the Roar, which will be used on Shotcho. Now he's going to try to TP out. Looks like the damage won't quite be enough. J4 getting slowed down by the Boar, could not close in time, and that will result in the escape for the Beastmaster. First Roar being used, though, and it didn't really do that much.
I thought I'd just make a quick mention, Mike. I think I sounded drunk when I was talking about Ditya and the PL. I think I need some tea, but never mind. Ditya trying to go for a kill onto Matamba Man. Will he grab the kill there? There's going to be the Lion there with the Hex. The Bat Rider's trying to come in, so Cheshire Cat, he does not have Lasso, unfortunately. He's actually not put a point into Lasso. He's level 6, though.
Well, it would have maybe helped out, although I don't really think there could have been enough for a kill. It would have been a lot closer for sure, but Lasso means you're not attacking with your cool plus 30 from the Drow Ranger, so I guess, well, you probably will want to get Lasso eventually. I don't think in that scenario it would have mattered, but Shotzo's still just farming it up, can't really do much else as the Drow Ranger. They're letting this Beastmaster have a very free time up towards top. He's heading on towards the Soul Ring more or less unimpeded, and Trixie is going to have pretty much a guaranteed large impact than his last game as the Mirana, where he didn't really do that much. This game, though, he might get jumped once again. His birds are going to see this one incoming. J4 and Shotzo both spotted out, and just like that, Trixie will make his retreat. This Beastmaster has been pretty darn annoying for Power Rangers to deal with, and they have yet to really deal with him. Maybe when Cheshire Cat grabs his Blink Dagger, then they'll be able to do it, but until that happens, you know, this Beastmaster is going to have more or less a free time.
Yeah, so if we take a look at the net worth for the moment, we've got the Phantom Lancer leading by about 4.4k net worth. He's actually a little bit ahead of Ditya as well as our Drow Ranger, but for ASC, they're banking everything on the PL, and they're trying to give them as much space as possible, but they have to start controlling some of these other cores on the side of Power Rangers. They can't just let the PL do everything. They have to try and create the space. They have to just kill these heroes, shut them down, give the PL space as much as possible as well, just because there's a lot of pick-off potential on the side of Power Rangers. If 4FC get caught out, they don't really have the best counter initiation unless they want to invest a Magnus RP, and a lot of the times you want to try and use the RP to grab those crucial kills. Now there is going to be a zip in up top. Trixie going to be pulled in by J.U.R. There's going to be the RP connecting onto 2. There was the Raw as well. There is going to be the Nature's Guy. That's not Nature's Guy, that's going to be Living Armor to keep J.U.R. alive. They lose the Treant though, but at least the Storm Spirit gets out alive. Unfortunately, they have to give their support away just to keep up that Storm Spirit. 300 gold going, well 381 really, going in the way of 4 AFC with that counter gank.
And a Blink Dagger RP from the Mag showing its value right there. That's still not being picked up by Cheshire Cat just yet. He's going to Firefly towards Matuba Man, pulls a little bit late from I got this one, and now the Phantom Lancer is getting quite a bit of distance. Regen Rune, however, on the Storm Spirit is going to make this chase down very, very easy, and they will catch him in the lasso, kill off the Lancer, and they get a high-profile kill for Power Rangers. That's part of the problem right now for 4SC, as you said. They're investing a lot into this PL, and really they're scaling on their other heroes. The actions of the other heroes hasn't really been helping out this game so much for the team in general, as PR, I mean, the Bat Rider is going to get himself a really nice kill there, closer to his Blink, but they're most importantly going to go straight into the Roche Pit. Maxed out in the Precision Aura, plus they have the level 1 passive on Drow, and the Medallion on King R with a level 3 wave. This Roshan is not going to last for much longer, and for ASC, putting their Beastmaster up on the top lane will be nowhere in position to be aware of this one. Zichiraw with an Aegis, and now Storm Spirit is going to be going off like a cannon. He's up to plus 38 damage from this Drow Ranger Aura. Not really the most, but still, it's more than enough to mess up some faces, especially up towards top where Trixie's already caught in the overgrowth. He has a Roar, which he's going to have to use right now. His best bet is probably Roar into TP, just like last time. He's going to turn around, though. He gets pulled midway. Now the ball ending forward. Trixie's going to try to TP without using the Roar. That's not going to work. I think he thought that he got the Roar off, but he definitely did not, and it's going to be a free one for the Storm Spirit. He definitely got this one.
Oh my goodness. So nice pick up there for Power Rangers. They do manage to get Trixie. Trixie, I think even if he threw the Raw, he would have died anyway, and that would have put it on cooldown. So I think it's better off just to die with the ultimate so that you have it there available if necessary, if any ganks happen when you are there. But Cheshire Cat, though, he looks like he might be brought down by Matoma Bam. Beautiful swap, though, coming out from King R just to keep Cheshire Cat alive for that little bit longer. He's going to be kept up with the healing from the Treant Protector, so it looks like he's going to be okay. There is a pause, though, coming out from Cheshire Cat. Disconnect from our tree. Really bad time for anyone to pause.
All right, so it's really bad time for the game, but I actually like, from an analysis standpoint, really like it when this happens, because you can look through and see what could possibly happen from this type of scenario. Like, I know it's not good for the game, and I'm not going to claim that it is, but it seems like Cheshire Cat is free and clear. Nemphy needs 1 more second and a little bit of mana. He has bottle charges, so the first thing that he's going to do is bottle up, but I think he probably has his eyes set on Shotcha more than anything. Boogie does not have a Void, so King R as a kill is a little bit more difficult. Although there is a Lance from the Lancer, I don't believe he can close in and effectively kill off the Vengeful Spirit. Not his primary target. They're probably going to focus towards the Drow Ranger. They don't know where Cheshire Cat is any longer. And as far as reinforcements for Power Rangers, Storm Spirit does not have a TP scroll. That's not what you want to have happen. So Power Rangers are on the full retreat. I think they lose one here. Maybe King R, maybe Shotcha. I doubt they lose both.
Sasho still doesn't have the Gust. I'm baffled. No Gust at all. I thought he would just even have 1 point into the Gust. I think this would be the perfect time to have that 1 point into the Gust. Because Nemphy's going to be coming in trying to go into King R, or potentially him. Although actually Nemphy wants to get the kill on Cheshire Cat, he gets him! But Nemphy might give his life away, so that's going to be the end of him. But Sasho dropping pretty low. He did get hit by a aggressive urn, but he's going to have the living armor there to keep him alive for a little bit longer. But Magnus for a Bat Rider. I would say that losing a Magnus is a much bigger kill than a Bat Rider.
Yeah, only if by a little bit. I really didn't expect that kill to happen. I guess they had enough vision putting the Magnus right here. With this cliff, it is kind of weird to see how the vision is going to work. But yeah, they did snipe the Bat Rider with the Shockwave, and Shotcha gets to collect a head there. So the fact that Drow Ranger got a kill is immediately going to level up Gust. She's like, oh wow, Gus would have been pretty good there, wouldn't it? It definitely would have saved the Batrider at the very least. So now Shacho does have that skill point, is going to continue on clearing out some Ancients 5-5, and the fact that Power Rangers did not have their teleport scroll, and Ditchira is also going to straight buy one of those up. So that next time that doesn't happen, the pause, I don't really think hurt anyone for ASC. Might not have gotten the Magnus kill, probably would have gone for the Venge if not for the pause, so maybe it helped out for ASC just a little bit there.
We may see aggression down bottom though. Ditchira's just TP'd in, and who do we have down here? It's going to be a very lonely Lion, and what can Lion do by himself if he doesn't get the instant Hex off? So he's going to be sitting in the tree line, going to go for a TP. Back home he's saying, okay, no way bro, you're not getting me today. So it's going to be the Lion safe. So back to our little passive play.
Yeah, it's a Storm Spirit versus a Lion, though. I'm pretty sure he'll get him eventually. Over towards mid, Shacho is going to get skewered into an RP. Gus, no, he's silenced, and here's the overgrowth from J4. Now he's going to turn around Shacho, but the Urn Charge not quite going to kill off. The Lance from long range will. They're also going to catch up to J4 with the Lancer. He's going to lay into the tree. Axes will cut down tree and treant alike. So now here comes the Bat and the Venge. They see the Phantom Lancer, but with the Doppelgang and even a Haste Rune, didn't even notice that. He's going to back off very safely. Shacho getting caught over in the mid lane, and once again, it's not the Storm Spirit to be in the area. He once again does not have a TP scroll. If he did, maybe they could actually mount some sort of defense here, but instead the tower is very slowly going to be worked down. The Bird will see the Storm Spirit incoming, and wave through or not, they can't really do much except for hope for a tower deny. I got this one's going to jump right into a roar, uses Aegis immediately. Batrider Venge still not kicking into action just yet. Tower 16 HP will be denied. So a nice little win there for Power Rangers. I got this one's going to go for more. Will dodge a spike. And that will keep him alive. If that landed, that would have been a free Storm Spirit kill for sure there for 4 ASC. But instead, they push in, get a couple of kills, yeah, but they don't actually get the tower. It's denied.
Yeah, that was actually really close. I think he would have been okay though. King R was nearby, so he would have been there for the swap if necessary. But yeah, that was so close. I was just thinking, oh my god, Ditchira, you're going to give your life away. I think for the first part, he just wanted to go in there and suicide to just try and buy some time for his team with their respawn timers, and I was hoping that 4 ASC would hang around the body, but they didn't. They just retreated. 4 ASC did the right thing. They just backed up. They did not have to hang around. They got their objective. Getting a bonus kill, it'll be great, but they don't have to go for it, so they just back up. Power Rangers, they're going to go for their own T1 tower in the T1 tower and the bottom lane. No one's going to protect it though, because 4 AFC, they got other plans. They're in the enemy jungle. They're clearing it out, but no one's really farming the jungle anyway. The only one closest to that is our Treant Protector, which is J4, but he doesn't really farm. He's just there. He just wants to scout it out. He's got the Nature's Guide, and he's just going to see what kind of shenanigans 4 AFC are doing in their jungle. We've actually got Cheshire Cat here as well, but there's no follow-up, so even if they try and lasso somebody, they don't really have that much kill potential just with the tree and a Batrider.
Yeah, best case scenario, they run into Lion, who decides to go off and ward or something like that, and even then, it's going to be a kill that's going to be contested by the rest of the 4 ASC heroes, so far from a secure kill and a safe situation up towards top. They push down bottom lane pretty aggressively, but that won't even put a single dent into the tier 2 tower on the bottom lane, so Power Rangers most likely will just be on the retreat once again. They have a soul booster up onto Ditchira, and he will be closing in onto that Bloodstone mighty quick, but this Drow Ranger, even though she is pretty farmed, 3rd place net worth, sitting on 2,000-ish gold right now, she's just such a bad hero versus Phantom Lancer that even if Shacho gets even more farm than the Phantom Lancer, the Drow will not have equal amounts of impact, because she'll just get swarmed in illusions and then very quickly brought down. They're going to need really good Storm Spirit initiation and or Batrider initiation from Power Rangers in order to keep their Drow Ranger safe, let alone just let her do some damage. So this is a dangerous situation for Power Rangers to be in. They still have a slight EXP lead. Net worth has pretty much drawn out to 0 though for ASC, with Matuma Man empowered with the Vlads. He's going to be jungling up pretty much wherever he wants to and without putting himself in any trouble at the same time.
Yeah, we actually had a couple of big item pickups. So we had Boots of Travels finished up on the Phantom Lancer, whereas a Bloodstone was finished up on Ditchira on the Storm Spirit. So it looks like we're going to try and see if Ditchira can manage to secure a first kill with that Bloodstone. He's hiding in under the cover of invisibility, but he's actually going to go up top. He's hoping someone's going to TP in and defend that tower, but no one's taking the bait yet. Trixie as well as Valix are going to come up shortly. But there's no invisibility rune left on the Storm, so he's just going to zip out. Does not want to get caught out there. It's going to be the board. Did not really hit him, so that's going to be okay. J4 is going to go in just to give him a little bit of extra vision. will this fight actually happen? They've only got 2 here for the side of 4AFC. We've got a lot of heroes converging up into this top lane, and Valix is going to be jumped on by the tree as well as Ditira. That's going to be the end of the whole line, unfortunately, but Biggie, he's going to come in with the silence as well as the nuke, and they might get Ditira. There's a beautiful swap to keep him alive for a little bit longer. RP, though, didn't actually get thrown out. I don't think so. RP's still there. They actually had to cancel it out. They're going to lose 4 heroes for AFC. They were not prepared for Power Rangers.
MVP Gust. Like, he got it, and he used it, and it silenced, and it was awesome. It took so long for him to actually level that up, but it turns out Gust is actually a really good skill, guys. The Storm Spirit even, well, the team in general, they kind of botched the kill on the Lion, left him alive for a little while longer. They all thought that he was already dead, or he was going to die to like a static remnant or something, and he got the Finger of Death out. I thought from there on out, it was just all over from Power Rangers, because they fail on their ambush. They can't even ambush and kill off a Lion. But no, they end up with the Gust, and that pushes everyone away from Shotzo, just letting him lay in with his 200-ish damage a pop as a Drow Ranger right now. Not to mention the fact that it's also being applied to everyone else. And the RP off to the side, I don't really think it, you know, as you said, it didn't actually fire off. It was lassoed out, I think, by the Bat Rider, and they were also overgrown by the tree. And so Power Rangers essentially take 2 fights there, one on the right side with the Drow Ranger and one on the left side with the Bat Rider, and they collect kills from all over the place. So a pretty huge win there for Power Rangers, but you gotta remember that Matuma Man was not in that fight. Phantom Lancer is not going to be joining these fights for a little while longer, but once he does, this is 9,000, almost 10,000 net worth that's going to be added to the team fight of 4ASC. So that fight next time for Power Rangers is definitely not going to go as cleanly.
Yeah, the graphs, though, definitely in favor of Power Rangers. Team net worth, Power Rangers are leading by 4k. Before that fight, it was relatively even, but all of a sudden, because of those kills, Power Rangers surging ahead. EXP, though, it was roughly in favor of Power Rangers anyway. It was about 2.5k before the fight, but all of a sudden, 7.5k lead Team EXP. That's quite a bit, especially when you have supports that really love those levels. Your Venge, she's level 11, so she's got the level 2 swap now, so that means that if anything happens with those teammates, you're always going to have the Venge swap not nearby. It'll be a significant distance, but it's going to be enough distance to just buy them some time. If Ditira silenced, it will give him a little bit of space. King R, though, who was jumped on by Boogie, but this is a big misplay, and that's going to be the end of the Night Stalker. 2-shot from half HP and a courier kill. Oh, that was pretty big.
Oh man, I was watching the Storm Spirit chase after that courier. I completely missed that play from the Night Stalker, but yeah, Night Stalker's Earn of Shadows Power Treads, that's good for your first or second nighttime phase. And 20 minutes in, it's a little bit later than that, and Shotzo is firing a cannon off right now every single time she pulls that bowstring. So if you're on the 4ASC side, you gotta open up with some stuns or hope that your Crippling Fear mischance is going to be enough. 50% chance to miss is ridiculous and will probably prompt Shotzo into grabbing some sort of MKB in the future, but up towards the top, Matuma Man caught by the Bat Rider. Here comes a big ball lightning in from the Storm. Won't outright kill the Lancer, but the Fireflies certainly will. Not even enough time to doppelgang, though, even though it seemed like he should have. The chain stun between the lasso there was perfect. Now Shotzo, though, over towards mid, is going to get pulled right back into a spike. Living Armor's there, but the Finger of Death will cut right through that immediately. Off to the side, though, they're going to catch Trixie. At least Storm Spirit will. He has 13 Bloodstone charges, swapped out of that mana drain. He doesn't have much mana left to continue, however. Even with 2-man overgrowth, they're lacking their Drow Ranger for damage. They'll charge right back up to the high ground. Ditira trying to go for this kill on the Beastmaster, but the mag is right on his tail. He'll fall short, 10 HP, one more right click from across the trees. He'll get that kill, but being chased down by 3 will commit Sudoku, and then we'll hope that his allies are going to be able to get out of here alive. J4 hugging the tree line. I think he has a free pass out of here. Well, he definitely has a free pass out of here because there's no true sight. Here comes the Bat Rider. Is going to TP in towards the mid lane. Unfortunately for him, that's the closest area that has creeps, and he won't be able to rejoin the fight. But they trade away Shotzo, get a whole bunch of kills in response. It should be a more or less even team fight, but with including the Phantom Lancer kill up towards top, it's a 2-for-1 in favor of Power Rangers.
My goodness. Oh, Ditira is playing so aggressively, and well, because he could commit the suicide, he kind of cheated, just because he doesn't give anything to 4ASC. So with the Bloodstone, though, he's back to 9 charges, so everything that he's earned so far is going to go down the drain, but that's okay. Hopefully he can accumulate more of those Bloodstone charges, and he can be just as aggressive as he was just now. But oh, really? Ditira, double damage rune, Storm Spirit? This is going to be crazy, but this is going to be an easy roast going in their Power Rangers. 4AFC, they've got no vision down here, so unfortunately they're not going to be aware of this.
Well, they just had some Lancer illusions there, so they do know more or less that this is going on, but we could see how much it actually matters between King R's damage amplification and Shacho's straight up damage. Now with the BKB on the Jar Ranger, that Roshan did not last long at all, and Storm still has his double damage rune, which he's going to use to jump onto Trixie. He's going to pull him out of the roar. However, there's the overgrowth onto a whole bunch. There's still the silence on Storm Spirit. He doesn't have a BKB, he doesn't have Aegis, and a swap out from King R. He'll keep himself alive. Now into Trixie. Jar Ranger is going to let loose with those arrows. Trixie is going to get silenced and brought down. Ball ending away from Valix. King R diving deep by himself. That's probably not where you want to be as a Vengeful Spirit, and she will get living armored. However, the Lance will kill her off. Now here comes a jump in. Onto Nemphy. Shacho with the BKB pop is going to lay into whoever he can, but he's so close to everyone with a 3-man RP. He loses his damage bonus. There's no damage follow-up. Shacho pops his BKB still on, and he will try to go for the Lancer now, being chased down by Cheshire Cat and Shacho both, but Valix is still alive. Going to get the Hex onto Shacho, then disengage up to the north. Meanwhile, Cheshire Cat got turned around by Majuba Man, suddenly in a Manta-style illusion army from the Lancer. They're going to try to chase after someone here who they thought was here, but Valix is already TP'd out, and overall it's going to be a 3 for 2. Power Rangers, they end up losing their Aegis there in the process, and that was a really messy fight, but it's not over because Nemphy's going to get jumped on the way out by the Storm Spirit. So much mana regen with 11 Bloodstone charges, and they'll collect another one. Shacho wasn't even doing that much damage in that team fight, yet it seems like the sustain and general tankability of Power Rangers was enough. Or maybe it was the lack of damage from 4ASC. Either way, 4ASC just couldn't cut through Power Rangers even after landing a huge RP.
It's just they don't have anything to really use the RP. I guess they've got the Empower on the Phantom Lancer, but Phantom Lancer at this point is still not doing that much damage. He relies on those illusions. They all focus single targets, so anyone that he really targets, the illusions, they just have their own mindset. They just say, okay, we're going to hit something else. It's absolutely fine. Actually, they hit the same target, but they just don't have anything to really follow up with the RP. I feel like that's their issue at this point. They don't have anything. They don't have any AoE magical spells like a Sonic Wave. They don't have anything like a Storm Spirit, I suppose, to really benefit from it. They don't have a Batrider with a Firefly. So even though they land these RPs, they have to burst somebody from 100 to 0, or they have to try and burst everyone in portions. But it's just unfortunate for 4AFC. They looked good for a while, but Power Rangers suddenly coming back into the game yet again. Oh man, not looking too good.
Now they have a gem on the Storm Spirit, so I mean there's not that much invisibility here from 4ASC, but their map control is going to be dwindling already. We see Majuba Man being stalked by a tree, and from across the way there's a Batrider who has Firefly, Blink Dagger, and Lasso all ready to go. Looks like they will not catch up into the Phantom Lancer. He smells something coming. Oh no, don't go into the lane. That's not where you want to be. Up to the sky, the Batrider is going to go and catch Valix instead. Well, you know, sometimes the life of a lion is a tough one. He dodges the bullet for the Phantom Lancer, takes the bullet for the Phantom Lancer, who does dodge that bullet, I suppose. But there's still fire flowing up. Cheshire Cat with no lasso is still getting some vision for his team. Can't really do anything off of that, though, except for allow the Storm Spirit to jump in. The rest of the team, though, coming in from the south, and they will be forced to back off for right now. Maybe steal a couple of Ancients. It's only a single stack, so it's not too relevant. But a free kill on the Lion is a free kill on the Lion. And they will get away with that kill without any losses.
We have one major item picked up there on the Phantom Lancer. So we have a Diffusal Blade finally picked up on Matumba Man. Will this actually make a difference, though? It's going to be really good, especially up against Dota, just because it's going to drain his mana. And mana is so important on your Storm Spirit. Yes, you are running a Bloodstone, but when your Bloodstone accumulates mana not as quickly as you would like, it's really problematic. So this Phantom Lance is going to be an issue finally. And also, don't forget, it's going to be so good on Suchlo when he can actually get those diffusal charges onto him, because he's not going to have a way to escape. The only hero that can really save him now is going to be King R on that Vengeful Spirit. But a lot of the times, though, he's been there to throw the swaps onto Dota, not Suchlo. So maybe for AFC, they're going to have to go with some careful planning. Go for an initiation onto Dota and then change your target, but oh well. Lion, again, pancake.
Double damage rune, plus 53 for a casual kill there from the Storm Spirit. Shacho, he will definitely need to grab his Manta style right now, or eventually in this game, if he wasn't going to go for it before, which I'm pretty sure he was. He needs it to get rid of that Purge charge, as you mentioned before. So getting rid of that, getting rid of the Crippling Fear, getting rid of minor amounts of slows from the Void and whatnot, going to be so important for Shacho to grab that item. Even with the BKB up, you need that extra defense. It just has a Jar Ranger. Mikelorus still roaming around the enemy jungle right now, and if anyone shows their face down towards bottom lane, with this double damage rune, he'll definitely be able to get a kill, and he's going to keep himself in the dark as well, taking out the vision of the Beastmaster, who does have his Aghanim Scepter up, so pretty nice initiation tool. Makes the Primal Roar range a little bit ridiculous, but they're going to smoke up as 5. And if they do run into anyone, I think they can kill off the Storm Spirit as long as they don't whiff the usage of the disables, because the Storm has a new Lincoln Sphere, and that may catch 4ASC off guard if they try to open up with a Hex or something like that.
Oh, this is going to be very scary. 4AFC, though, they spot Satchlo and King R as well. Do they really want to jump onto them, though? They're very much ready. So Matama Man gonna go. There's gonna be the Hex as well as the swap though. So Satchlo is gonna be home free, but never mind. There's gonna be this skewer. RP though has not been deployed. They throw it anyway though onto Satchlo, who popped his BKB. So easy 2 pickups there for 4AFC though. Power Rangers, so they want to make a counterplay. Dityaraz in the enemy jungle is not going to try and dive into this because it is 5 heroes, regardless of those big spells that have been blown. So for AFC, they get their objectives, and from this point on, they get 2.1k gold off of those 2 kills as well. That's massive. Will they grab objectives though? Oh, Dityaraz wants to jump onto Nymphy. Oh, hard life.
Well, he's not dead yet, but he will die eventually. Storm's still going around with his mana, has just enough to get up to the high ground. That's some Storm Spirit experience showing through on Dityaraz. I would have run out of mana so much quicker than that, but he gets up to the high ground just barely after sniping out the mag. That was even a little bit of a misplay from Power Rangers. They get the swap out into the Drow Ranger. She gets roared immediately because she fires arrows instead of turning around for the Gust, which would have connected onto pretty much everyone there. So they lose the Drow Ranger and the Vengeful Spirit, and that's what happens when you go blind in this type of area. The vision during nighttime, Power Rangers know that they're going to be working more blind than 4ASC with those birds. So they put themselves in a pretty bad position and get punished for it. At least Dityaraz gets a retaliation kill, but they really can't afford to lose their Drow Ranger. She's such a valuable hero, and, well, she's just not getting a great time. J4, speaking of not great times, well, he's going to dodge death up towards the top as the Night Stalker is going to fall short. Big ball lightning in. Where are you going, Dityaraz? He's going to set a trap for the courier. Okay, well, if you're at 4SC, sure as hell don't see that one coming. The question is, can Dityaraz get out of here? Because he doesn't have a TP for another 20 seconds. He needs more time to mana regen. I think now's about the time where you try to, like, hide in a corner or something, but here comes Boogie. Doomeran's right around the corner. He jumps across the way, and looks like Lancer might intercept him. I got this one. Needs to get a little bit more. Lance will be absorbed by the Lincoln Sphere. That means the Roar is not, and he's going to get swarmed in Lancers, and he will be killed off. Committed suicide, yes, but still, I don't really know if that's worth giving your life for, just for a courier.
Yeah, I think he was actually hoping to grab somebody going back to the base, but instead got a courier, and yeah, I was kind of stuck in a little bit of a rough spot. So unfortunate there for Dityaraz. Again, he's back to 9 Bloodstone charges. Man, this guy just going back to 9 every single time, unfortunately. In the middle lane, though, we might see a bit of action. It's still good, yeah. As long as you're not going below 9, at least he's going to have constant mana regen. If it drops to about 4, then you're in a bad spot. Oh, Cheshire Cat.
Yeah, he's going to get jumped by a couple of illusions from the Lancer. Not too much damage there, but the Roshan has respawned, and it looks like 4ASC will go straight there with the Vlads and the Phantom Lancer. Though PL usually not a great Roshan killer, he's going to have just enough to kill him off without taking that much damage in the process. This is also a cheese Roshan for whoever grabs it. Boogie's going to walk in and then walk out for some reason, but this is going to be a hotly contested objective. Batrider, Storm Spirit, the powerhouse heroes for Power Rangers, where for 4SC, they have the Beastmaster for Vision and the RP for the Mag. It's not going to be an easy time for either of these two teams to actually take down Roshan, even though it is such an important objective. The Hawk is going to give Power Rangers a little bit of difficulty, especially Sacho right now. Blink forward, Roar from a million miles away. RP onto the same 2. I think I've seen this before. Sacho this time doesn't even have a chance to get his BKB off, and the Beastmaster will actually, or someone is going to cancel their TP to that Hawk, but either way, that's because they caught someone else. Cheshire Cat is going to force Staff out into a Hornet's Nest. Force slow, he's going to try to get up to the high ground. In the meantime, Dityaraz takes out the Phantom Lancer, however. Now Cheshire Cat's going to get up to the high ground. He will be just fine, kills off the Hawk so that he can remain hidden, and he'll blink out of there as well. Where the hell did the Phantom Lancer die? He got dived by the Storm Spirit, who for some reason has another double damage rune. How lucky can you be as this Storm? But it's still a 2-for-1 in favor of 4ASC. Unfortunately for them, they cannot capitalize. They cannot go for this Roshan straight after.
Yeah, well, okay, so let's take a look at net worth again really quickly. What does the net worth tell you with 4ASC? They put everything into the Phantom Lancer basket. Yeah, Phantom Lancer should not be dying. He's got all the net worth, he's got all the gold on the team, he's doing most of the damage as well. They do still have some damage coming out from the Night Stalker as well as the Lion and Beastmaster, and I guess Magnus is doing a little bit as well, but they're putting everything into this Phantom Lancer. He's not supposed to die, and they're trying to get this Aegis, they're trying to grab this cheese as well. And because they lost him, that's a lot of their damage gone in the Roche Pit. And it would have been pretty scary for 4AFC to go in there without the PL, because they wouldn't have been able to take him down quick enough. So again, we're going to get another Roshan attempt from Power Rangers. And, well, unfortunately, 4AFC, they can't really contest it because they won't get there in time and they don't even know this is happening.
Well, they have
so
a bird,
that's
so
going to
they
be
do know
another
it's happening,
Aegis.
but the damage
yeah.
is insane. Shot Ranger hitting for almost 400 damage a pop. With the minus armor, definitely 400 damage a pop at the very least. So Chacho now with cheese, they decide to give the Aegis to the Storm Spirit. I'm honestly not too sure how much I like that. Odds are your Drow Ranger is going to get bursted down over the Storm, who has a Bloodstone, but either way, it's still two very nice items to have, and then they're going to use those items to go just for a push straight forward down the bottom lane. And for 4ASC, they could maybe race and take the top tier 2, but it's really going to be hard to outrace a Drow Ranger when she has two other heroes here to provide that extra damage, although that's a plus 68 now on that aura. That's going to be a very easy tower destruction, and 4ASC, they're still trying to race, but they're not doing a great job at it. They have to TP back. If Power Rangers win this fight, that can be Rax's hell with no buybacks on the 4SC side, only the Beastmaster. That may very well be game. However, I got this one. Gonna start things up with Trixie. He will eat a spike, and he will get very far away. Matuman gonna get grabbed by the Bat Rider, however. Roy's gonna slow down Shasho. RP onto everyone, though, onto Power Rangers. The damage is gonna be huge. King R is gonna die. Bat Rider dropping low. Storm Spirit is gonna get bailed out by the ultimate from the Tree and Protector. Treasure Cat will die in the end, however. They're gonna go right back in on the Storm, trying to take out Valix at the very least. They will take that kill. Now the Aegis is most certainly going to be popped. I got this one. Fighting to the bitter end. Will actually have a chance to clean up here. 3 seconds. He's gonna respawn at full mana. Is he going to jump in or jump out? He's going to jump out. But the RP from Mag, a 5-man RP, yeah, put that in a textbook. Nemphy delivering for his team, high ground defended.
Could that fight have been any more perfect for 4 anchors? I think if the PL had survived, then it would have been even better. But they get 3k gold off of those 4 hero kills, and it's on the Night Stalker, on the Beastmaster, as well as the Magnus. So all of a sudden these heroes, they're getting items. We have a blink on our Beastmaster now, which is going to be great. That means Trixie's going to be able to be a bit more mobile and also be there for the Primal Rewards if necessary. Magnus, what's he going to go for next? Probably going to be going for a Refresher Orb, and your Night Stalker is getting very close to his legal hack stick, which I think it's coming on the courier right now. Yes, we've got it's little Lieutenant Squawkins here that's going to deliver the hack stick to Boogie. So now, during nighttime, 4ASC have unobstructed vision. And what can Power Rangers really do up against that Night Stalker during nighttime?
Go for a kill on Trixie up towards top because Ditchra has a new sheep stick. Treasure Cat's going to travel to the creep wave, kill off Trixie with the help of that lasso. Actually, he's still alive. Now he's dead. But unfortunately, Ditchra doesn't really have that much backup here. He will immediately commit suicide. Not going to take any chances for any sort of CC effects. And well, he's back down to 8 Bloodstone charges. Pretty steady on the Storm Spirit. At least he's consistent, right? But diving that deep for a Beastmaster kill in exchange for your Storm Spirit, though you don't give up much gold, don't give up any gold, in fact, it's still not quite worth it. They still have the cheese, however, Power Rangers, and they may be able to make something happen because of it. Shacho is locked down, and really when you get hit with a 5-man RP like that, it's just your positioning that's wrong. They have to make sure that they just don't get hit by that in the future. Make sure that they're a little bit more spread out. And with the Vengeful Spirit, they really should have been, but I guess they got excited because they got the lasso on the Phantom Lancer. That's going to be the dream initiation for Power Rangers. And if they can continue to do that, then it's going to be great for them. Only if they don't get tempted in by that bait and group up as a giant squad to get RP'd. But for ASC, they're still farming away on this Lancer. He's died a couple of times, granted, but he's still closing out on his Scotty. Does he have it? Oh yeah, he has it. So Scotty, Vlad's Manta, Diffusal Blade, 1 slot to fill plus a Diffusal Blade upgrade, more or less 6 slotted on this Lancer.
Yeah, so that's going to be the PL in, you could say 100% fighting form, unless he wants to change the Vladimirs into a Satanic. Does it actually stack with, I think it does stack with I have Scotty, or at least the activation would anyway.
You get everything.
Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that there will essentially be 4 slot at this point if he wants to go in that direction for the Satanic, which obviously you would. You would love to be incredibly tanky, especially when you have such a strong illusion-based hero like the PL. Aghanims has been picked up by JR though, so he's putting up his little trees, but unfortunately Trixie has problems with trees, so he's just going to cut those down.
Yeah, they have the Doppelgang, which also clears out trees, the Skewer clears out trees, and of course the Wild Axes are great at clearing out those trees, so it's really nice for J4 to offer up this potential vision, has eyes on what's going on in his own jungle, but that's not really going to last very long. The gem was purchased by someone, it's Boogie now on the Night Stalker with that Aghanim Scepter, who has complete and utter dominance in that True Sight vision, so it's nice that Power Rangers are trying to get some vision of their own, but it's unfortunately not the correct type of vision. At least it's not going to be very useful for them. Roshan is going to be up in 5 minutes. It's going to be a pretty medium length respawn timer there, but Lancer is approaching that critical mass, and if they continue to jump in a shot show for ASC, then Power Rangers' quote-unquote carry hero isn't really going to be too relevant in this game. They don't really have anyone who could back her up sufficiently either, except for the Storm Spirit, who's, doing his best, but he can't handle everyone by himself, especially when he gets surrounded right now. Boogie is going to try to intercept the retreat of Ditchy Ra. He'll jump right into a silence. Now he's going to be beaten down. Roar already been used. Hex, Spike, Yule Scepter's there. And they will RP. That will actually miss, but it doesn't matter because Storm Spirit's godlike streak, beyond godlike streak, is going to be ended by the Phantom Lancer. That's actually probably even less than ideal since Phantom Lancer is going to get 6 slotted anyway, but Storm Spirit dead. For real now.
For real. That's actually a 1.8k gold swing going in the way of 4 ASC as well, just because of the Storm Spirit kills. That's really massive, and unfortunately, you are finally going to be losing those Bloodstone charges. He's down to 5 this time, so all of a sudden the Bloodstone not going to be as useful as he would like it to be. He will come back a little bit quicker than normal just because he had those Bloodstone charges to begin with, but this tower though, an empowered Matumba Man on this Phantom Lancer, he's going to be cutting through these towers relatively quickly, but actually I hear a nighttime skewer thrown onto the Treant Protector. Nemphy's pretty low himself, but is there going to be backup though? He's just going to throw a bit of a nuke at JR. They have vision still. He's going to be turned into a fish. There's even going to be an Earth Spike. They have vision of him though. They do not, so unfortunately they don't even get the Treant Protector kill. Actually, Boogie's coming in. Will he find him? They will find him with the vision. Oh, that hack stick. Not fair.
Yeah, level 3 darkness means that your True Sight is pretty much going to have 100% uptime, so if you're on the hunt for a tree, you're definitely going to find him eventually for the Night Stalker. They lose the Treant Protector, they almost kill off the Mag. In fact, that was pretty much Treant just doing that one by himself with the Aghanim Sceptered Overgrowth, so it's nice, I suppose, but to have that damage output from your Treant, but not even enough to kill off the Mag, in fact, not really even close. It's a pretty much tie game as far as the kills are concerned. Before ASC, I would say in a much better position despite having a small net worth and experience disadvantage right now. They have map dominance, these heroes. As long as they control the Storm Spirit decently, as they have been in the past couple of fights, they're going to be good to go. This Lancer can soon start thinking about stopping his farm and starting his push, especially once he grabs this butterfly.
Yeah, he's actually going to be hitting really hard. So he's hitting for about 337, if my math serves me correctly, on the Phantom Lancer, and that's quite a bit for the moment. That's not even with the completed butterfly, that's just with a Talisman of Evasion. There was going to be a TP in from the Batrider, but he was going to cancel that out because it would have been a bad idea if he went in there. But man, this PL is getting so big. He's snowballing, but remember, he's still one hero. If Power Rangers can kill off the PL, that's a massive amount of damage gone on the side of 4 ASC. The only problem is, can they find the real one? Especially when it's so tanky and they're all hitting incredibly hard. We'll see how it goes for the moment. Power Rangers, they definitely have a chance in winning this game. It's going to be based on the fact on how they execute these team fights. They need to grab some pickoffs, and they have to keep on going with those objectives. They can't lose their way. They need to be careful, though. They cannot afford to be caught.
Yeah, they need to be the ones initiating every single time, but with so much vision on the 4ASC side, because of the birds, because of the Night Stalker Aghanims, it's going to be so hard for them to get vision, because usually Batrider sees everything. In the Firefly, you have that flying vision, you have perfect intelligence, and you're going to be able to initiate every single time. Just not the case in this game. Smoke is going to be their best chance, because that bypasses all the birds, that bypasses the Night Stalker sight as well. And it was not spotted by the 4ASC side, at least not directly. It is maybe going to be a pretty clear smoke because there's no one on the map for the Power Rangers side, and 4ASC will play accordingly. But if they catch anyone here, if they go up to this high ground, catch Trixie, catch Nemphy, that could be a huge set of picks for them. But it looks like they're going to back off. They're not going to take too much time in the enemy side unless, actually, no, they see them now. King R will at least. Where's the Storm Spirit?
I think
he's too far away. Okay, well, they're going to chill near the Roche pit, but here we go. Blink in. King R is going to get hit with the roar. He has no swap out. I mean, I guess he does, but he doesn't really want to use it. Finger of Death going to be committed. They will kill off the Vengeful Spirit for free. Got left behind on the wrong side of the river. And because of that, I think Power Rangers can no longer contest this Roshan. They need that defensive swap for their Drow.
Yeah, so that's going to be one of their most important tools of their kit gone, and that Roshan is going to go in the way of 4AFC. If they can hang around the Roche pit long enough for the Roche to respawn, which Valix, I hope he does, don't leave the Roche pit! Stay right there, Lion! Stay right there.
Okay.
So there we go. The big boy is finally respawned.
Well, Roshan is up. Lancer is coming in. He doesn't have the most mana, but with his current items, he'll be regenerating pretty quickly. And with Vlad's, he could clear this out without needing to expend anything. It's really just in case they get into a fight. Roshan is holding cheese once again. This is the 4th Roshan, I believe. And Power Rangers, Ditchy-Ra's going to jump right in, get some intel, then jump right out. His mana pool is dwindling, however. He has Sheepstick, Lincolns, and Bloodstones. A lot of mana regeneration. He's going to get a lot more to do that again, and it's definitely going to scare 4ASC. Vengeful Spirit's going to be up soon enough. Do they even want to try to go for it? They don't. The Drow Ranger's up on top lane. There's no chance that they actually contest this. It's just going to be perhaps a steal from the Storm Spirit. RP is there, however, and Storm Spirit gets read like a book.
Ooh.
It's a free kill for the Lancer, plus the Aegis. Cheese is still on the floor. Who actually got that Aegis? It's the Phantom Lancer to grab the double life. So Power Rangers, they make a gutsy play, but it doesn't really pay off for them. They maybe get a tier 2 tower before they have to retreat, and they do. But that's a marginal win, if you call it a win at all.
Yeah, I would not call that a win at all. And Ditchy-Ra, the cheeky plays, he tried to go for it, but 4ASC, they know this is happening, and actually they are going to try and jump onto Sludge up in the top lane. Boogie, he went with the Atos. I actually think it was someone else's Atos. That was actually Trixie's. There is going to be the overgrowth to keep Boogie in place for a little bit longer. He's just going to throw the urn, blink forward by Trixie. The illusions, though, they're going to slow him down. There's going to be the raw, massive range, and they're going to manage to secure that kill onto Sludge. Never mind, there's a swap, but never mind, they're going to just pretty much focus down the Drow. They just ignored King R until now. Oh my god, poor support. We don't care about you anymore, we're killing your carry anyway. Especially with the Aghanims as well, on the Night Stalker, they just have constant vision of Slashdow. So even though he might be swapped away, if no one's there to contest them, to reaching the Drow, ASC, they're just going to beeline for the Drow every single time.
They have perfect vision of the Drow Ranger between the Night Stalker and the Beastmaster both, and of course that broken Primal Roar range, making things very easy. Power Rangers are facing now up against full 5-man's team. RP is going to be up soon. Roar is pretty much always going to be up. And the Drow Ranger, she does have buyback, but really doesn't want to spend it right now. Power Rangers, they're on the defense. They have Storm Spirit chilling in the base. Maybe we're going to see some yo-yo action up towards the top lane. Ball lightning in, ball lightning out. He's actually going to jump real deep in and then just clear out the creep wave and then TP back. It's cute and everything, but there's kind of a problem up towards top lane. Fortification is going to slow down this Lancer, but his illusions are trucking right now, and Power Rangers, this is where their lack of AoE is really going to be hurting them. They can't effectively clear out a 2-man army unless you use the Storm Spirit Ball Lightning. Less than ideal. Trixie does end up popping the Lincolns with that Atos. And now Man's going to work on the Raxes. This is going to be at least melee to fall. He's going to now go towards range, but jump in from the storm, jump out as soon as he sees Valix jump in. Cheshire Cat's going to blink forward, looking for the lasso, but he gets forward immediately. Now the swap out from King R and RP onto everyone again from Nemphy. They're not taking that much damage this time, but it's definitely going to be enough. Shotshot caught in the middle of that. Mubaba's BKB very late. I got this one also dropping very low. Has the cheese to consume, but Shotshot's not going to be as lucky. He's going to go down. Now it's all up to the Storm Spirit. 1 versus a million. He's going to try to go with Trixie. Cheshire Cat grabs a double with that flame break. Matuman's going to respond from the dead. Go to the Bat Rider. Kill him off in an instant. I got this one. Ditchy-Ra looking for more. He's going to get some help from a bot back Drow Ranger. He sees Boogie in a corner, but Boogie is going to get cheese handed to him. Now he's going to turn around and just go to town on the storm. Here comes the Drow Ranger, but the Lancer's right on top of her. She's taking so much damage, trying to kill off Nemphy in the process. She will get that kill, but at the cost of her own life, which she just bought back from. Storm Spirit now going to try to hide in the corner, purged up, no more mana, and he's doomed to fall as well. He does have a buyback. This is a 1v2 that the Storm Spirit probably can't get away with, though, because Boogie has that crippling fear. That's like the third or fourth consecutive RP that's just been completely on the mark for 4ASC and Power Rangers. I think they're going to lose the secondary set of Raxes here, if not outright the game.
Yeah. I don't know how Power Rangers could ever come back. There is going to be a buyback on Cheshire Cat, though. They want to try and find something and capitalize on it as soon as possible. Lasso was available. They're just going to throw a couple of hits onto Matamaban, and actually, there's going to be the play there from Dityaraz. Just going to come in with the zip. He's going to focus down on Matamaban because he is the primary target, but look how quickly the tree went down, and look how quickly Dityaraz going down as well. He's actually got no mana. He's silenced up. They do not get the kill on a Matamaban yet. They are going to still pursue after him, though, but he is starting to get relatively far away. He's going to start hitting on a Cheshire Cat, but this is going to be the end, finally, of that Phantom Lancer. He's still alive for that little bit longer. He's going to fight after Dityaraz, but they will not get that secondary kill before he dies. But that was a very, very costly fight for Power Rangers. So many buybacks, and they only get a couple of kills. At least they did not lose their middle T3 tower.
Yeah, the Raxes still stand in the middle lane. Top lane is kind of messed up for Power Rangers, but that was bound to happen sooner or later. Really, I mean, they didn't lose as much as they could have lost, but I don't really see how they come back from this type of situation. They have to take a decisive team fight, get initiation off on the Lancer, but if they fail now with Cheshire Cat's initiation, as he did up on the top lane, then who's actually going to initiate? Storm Spirit can only do so much for the team, and Dityaraz has been doing some really heavy lifting, but the rest of the team just doesn't seem like they could get their jobs done. Batrider's struggling to initiate. The overgrowths are very easily casted by J4, and the swaps, same thing from King R, but that's about all they can do. So this Draw Ranger needs to be kept alive, but even if she is kept alive, it doesn't seem like she has much damage output anymore. She's going up against Evasion and Satanic on the Lancer. This guy, I think, has 3,000 at the very least HP. That's going to be hard for the Drow Ranger even to cut through, so Power Rangers, they need to get a really nice and, quite honestly, lucky pickoff if they want to take Raxes of their own. They need 4SC to mess up and to, for some reason, to not have buyback. Right now, the Mag and Lancer both do. They get a pickoff on maybe Trixie, then the door is open, but it's not really going to be open for very long, and it's not really going to be a huge opening either.
J4 is going to be very careful, but Slash, so he's going to go for a very ballsy play, goes for the Gust. Zip in there, coming up from Dityaraz. There was a nice force start to keep the line alive for a little bit longer. Raw going to be thrown out onto Dityaraz as well as being turned into a fish. So good counterplays coming up from 4ASC, and they're not going to commit into Power Rangers at this point. They're just going to play defensive. They backed up into their base. They're prepared for a push, but there's no push coming because this was just a gank attempt from Power Rangers. So everyone else on the Dire side, they're just going to back up, grab some bounty runes, recollect themselves, and hopefully go again for take two. Let's see if Power Rangers can try and grab another kill, because Darkness has finally ended.
Yeah, but it's only 20 seconds where Boogie will not be holding that vision. They also still have that Hawk to fall back on. However, there's a smoke, which will bypass all the Hawk vision. Cheshire Cat's going to get free initiation onto Boogie. No Roar interruption here. They're going to jump in with everyone. Nemphy can't get in there with the RP. Gets pushed back with the silence as well. They kill off the Night Stalker. It's a minor victory for Power Rangers, but they can still fight. RP now onto a whole bunch of them. King R looking for the swap out of Shasha, but he can't quite find the angle there. I don't think he had the vision. I got this one's going to get swarmed with illusions. He will die as well. King R stuck in a corner. Will try to TP out. He may get out of there. He may now with the Yule Scepter. He's doomed to fall right now. And King R just couldn't actually find Shasha in the middle of that RP. There were so many units there. It's hard to click on your friendly Drow Ranger. You got to go up to the icons up towards top, and the Venge, even if she did do that, I don't think would have done it. It's a tie game now, 1-1, and we're going to a game 3. This series has been absolutely brutal.
Wow, what a game. But that was a very nice second game coming out from both teams. So for ASC, they really struggled the first game, but they come out of this game kicking, and they deserved it. Had phenomenal plays, lots of aggression, keeping Power Rangers on their toes. It did seem a little bit shaky and wonky for them, but they definitely come out on top. Power Rangers, though, they had a quirky draft. They drafted a they drafted a Drow Ranger, but it didn't work as well as you would like it to. You draft the Drow Ranger, she's supposed to sit in the back line, she's supposed to hit like a truck, but you're going up against a Magnus, you have a Phantom Lancer, you have a Beastmaster, you've got a Night Stalker, so many heroes that can just close the gap. With the Drow Ranger, that the extra damage that she was supposed to get was rendered useless. So we'll jump into our third game with Power Rangers versus 4AFC. Let's see who was going to come on top of this best of 3 series.
Alright guys, we'll be right back for game 3, and hopefully the overlays and stuff aren't going to be too messed up, but once again, don't get your hopes up. We'll be right back. I'm Mikelorus, and we're joined by Danelie Casts, and game 3 is incoming soon.